Well. So apparently this week, Uhuru Kenyatta met with His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto of the Republic of Kenya, and they held what we should call bilateral talks. Now we are used to the person who holds bilateral talks is Raila Amolo Odinga, and Uhuru has been one very interesting guy politically, especially in this last few years since 2017. Since that election, he has been a very interesting uh, president and ex-president. And it's very interesting to see him going to the same table that he promised Kenyans that he will never want to sit in. But because politics is a game of interests, today we are seeing him acting differently. Of course, this is Kenyan Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's delve into this meeting. So now, the most important thing is that during his last 5 years of presidency, the people of Mount Kenya shunned Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The question is, why did they shun him? Because the people of the mountain have always loved Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Even in 2002, hata wakati alianguka, they liked him. They have always respected him, and that is why they made him their kingpin. Nobody else have ever been made the Mount Kenya kingpin. Even Jomo Kenyatta was just a de facto leader, never made the kingpin. Never. It's just that he was always the appointed, but he was never given the actual emblems of power, not in any way. If it did happen anyway, I don't know about it. Those who know about it, you can tell me on the comment section and tell me, and if there is any video evidence, please give those references so that me and those other people who don't know about it can actually go. So anyway, even Moi Kibaki was never made the kingpin. Although he was elected, he got elected, but he was never made the kingpin. But Uhuru was made the kingpin. People have had mad respect for that guy. All until the last 5 years of his presidency. When people would even abuse him, they called him names and palatable things. And it was never about William Samoei Arap Ruto. I know some people still think about, it was about William Ruto had turned people's hearts against him. It was not about that. It was about the economy. It is about the fact that the country was on a hard rock. We were bedrocked as a country. The common people were feeling the pinch. So they knew that whatever Uhuru was doing, although it was good, although much of it was good, it was not solving their immediate needs. It was the immediacy of their needs. Kizungu mkuti. So it was the needs of the people that made them reject Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And it is the very same thing that made Raila unsellable. Because Uhuru could easily sell any candidate. I know some people are going to be saying, it's just that the mountain cannot buy a Raila. No, the mountain can buy anybody. If the mountain bought William Samoei Arap Ruto, the person who banned their children, and they bought him and they supported him, the mountain is a forgiving place. But it never forgets. It never forgets. But it always weighs it's between its needs and and the current situation. That is why they chose to go with William Samoei Arap Ruto. Quite a good number of them. Of course, it was not the majority of voters, but quite a number of them decided to go with William Samoei Arap Ruto because they did not want whatever Uhuru Muigai was selling, because it was not solving their problems. But after William Samoei Arap Ruto took government, he turned back from his promises to the people, and the people rejected him. The people rejected him. And the political journey since then, and the people's mood since then, it came to a point that they are out there calling him names. Kasongo, sijui Zakayo, sijui nini, all sorts of things. And it's not just the mountain, because when I talk about the mountain, I'm talking about the general population, because the mountain is a swing vote. It's a swing block. It has a lot of influence. It has a lot of influence in Mombasa. It has a lot of influence in Rift Valley. It has a lot of influence in the Lake region. It's a decision-making body of the people. It's part of the largest voting unit, and it goes all the way to Somalia, to the borders of Kenya with Somalia. Because when you think about it, Merus are connected there, Kambas are connected there, there are Kikuyus there. Kikuyus, Merus and Turkanas are neighbors. Kikuyus and Maasais are neighbors, and they live together, they intermarry, they intermingle. So much of the support they give any presidential or political candidate is usually takes quite a big fraction from even other tribes. So it's not just about them. So when they turned from the support of William Samoei Arap Ruto, and this is why they are all talking about, this is just tribalism, because they don't understand how the people and the mood of the people really is. It's not about who you are. It's about what you are doing. It's not about hating the republic. And I heard William Samoei Arap Ruto somewhere saying that Kenyans are becoming unpatriotic. People are not becoming patriotic. We love our motherland even more. But unfortunately, we are not seeing that love from the leaders of the Republic of Kenya. The Gen Zs were out in the streets dying. They did not die because they didn't have the love for their motherland. They were on the streets because they wanted to show that love. So back to the storyline. After William Samoei Arap Ruto took over government, he failed to understand that these people did not reject Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta because they hated him. But they rejected him and his candidate because they did not see the promise of a better future in that camp. So he did the same things, and he did even worse. This is what in the Bible, the Bible in the book of Kings says about some of those kings. And he did even worse than his forefathers. Currently, William Samoei Arap Ruto is the worst president the Republic of Kenya has ever had. Mimi ni Mkabila. You can talk about it, I'm Mkabila. Mimi ni tribal. Mimi ni tribal number one. Yes. And I'm proud because of my tribe. Kasongo. I mean, we did not turn away from William Samoei Arap Ruto because of who he is. But because he was not working on the things we needed to be worked on, we don't care about houses. We don't care about the housing projects. We don't care about living in pipeline in crowded houses. But we are dying from the insides. We work so hard, but we cannot be able to come to create a good life for ourselves because they are coming for our hard work. They have made the economy so crazy that the harder you work, the more futile your attempts become. So now the easiest way to become rich in Kenya has to be either a killer or to do what these young men and women are doing, either selling yourself in whatever way or becoming a scammer. And that is the point at which Kenyans assess their political support. So we turned against William Samoei Arap Ruto because he was doing all the wrong things, from increasing taxes and the finance bill to bringing crazy things in like Adani deals, changing the UHC, something that was working, to something that up to date is still dysfunctional and useless. And I know that some of you are going to be in the comment sections, oh, but Sha is working. My friend, you don't know what you're saying. Some of us are jobless because of that very thing that you want to say is working. So please, cut us some slack. If it has worked for you, please speak for yourself, but not for the majority. Please. Because I know people who are suffering, people who are dying, people who are losing their lives. I've seen people die helplessly. People who need urgent surgery, but they cannot go through urgent surgery. People who go for a week or two, that whole system even rejecting their approvals, and they have paid monies. Usually I was with a person who needed orthopedic surgery, but she couldn't get those services because SHA has rejected the approval. And those are the kinds of things that turned the people's hearts from William Samoei Arap Ruto. And we started cozying up, warming up to Uhuru Meeting Kenyatta. Remember when Gachagua was in government, we were against him. We did not support him until when we started realizing that he was doing some things right. And he was talking what we were talking. And then people started cozying up to him. So we did not start cozying up to Uhuru Meeting Kenyatta because we liked him or because we thought that he had done good things. No, it's because we were having a shift, realizing that William Samoei was not our friend. Not because we think that Uhuru is our friend, we don't. And we know all the things that he has done. But we wanted to show William Samoei Arap Ruto that we needed a change. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta looks at the situation and decides to take advantage of a situation he doesn't understand. He needs to know that even if he gets into government, nobody is going to get into government with him. Let even his brothers and sisters and mother be given positions in government. But he is taking nobody with him. Nobody is getting into William Samoei Arap Ruto's fold again. Because we are not stupid. We are not stupid. We cannot be cheated. So please, it's okay. Make deals with William Samoei Arap Ruto. But know that you are alone and you are going to face the music like Raila is facing. After the elections, Raila got a lot of support. Personally, I voted for Raila. But after the elections, he caused it up to William Samoei Arap Ruto when we could see that William Samoei Arap Ruto was not working. And we turned against Raila Amolo Odinga. We turned against him. Right now, there's a hashtag running to make sure that Raila does not take the AUC chairmanship. And why are we going that far? It's not because we are stupid. It's not because we will not want to see a Kenyan on that seat. It's because we do not want conmans. We are not ready to take conmans in our seats. We are not ready to support conmans. So Uhuru Kenyatta, please continue playing your conmanship games, because that is now what you're turning into. We loved your aura, we loved your demeanor. But getting into the arms of William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to defile your name. Listen to my choice of words. It's going to defile your name. You're going to be like a beautiful woman who everybody knows has been defiled sexually by so many hoodlums. And as beautiful as she is, nobody will want him. So please go to William Samoei Arap Ruto, but know that you will come back to the people and they will look at you and they will shout you down and they will tell you to go home. They will tell you to go home. Raila will come to address people, and people will tell him to go home. William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to come. And I know that this is the coming together for self-preservation. But my friend, anybody who thinks that they can self-preserve by associating themselves with William Samoei Arap Ruto, you are either stupid or uninformed. Because nobody is going to self-preserve by working in government. I've had all sorts of politicians saying, people from the mountain, you're rejecting government, you're going to be in opposition, things are going to be bad, please let's just work with the government, my friend, it is that government that is not going to be working. It is not the side of the people. Wherever the people are will work. If we decide to go with Okia Omtata, even if he is not from the mountain, we are going to support him. It's not about tribe, it's not about anybody. And please, Okia Omtata, don't betray us. Because personally, unganeni na watu kama kina Jimmy Wanjiki, kina Maraga, and form up a group. But don't keep hoodlums among your quarters, because if we see that, we can support anybody, and we can even fund those nobodies, and they will become somebody, and they will bring William Samoei Arap Ruto and his regime down. Yes, and we can do that, and we have the power to do it, because what we want is a working government. What we need is a working people. We don't need just anybody to occupy those seats. We don't need them filled. We want people who have our interests, who are going to make sure that the economy is working, the tax burden is reduced. We want people who are going to ensure that the healthcare system is working, people who are going to ensure that the education sector is working, people who are going to make sure that corruption is rooted from the ground. That is what we need. So whoever goes anywhere doesn't matter, as long as they don't represent our interests. That person is going to come down. So this is a warning to Uhuru Meeting Kenyatta and his like-minded people. Please, be very careful where you go. Be very careful what you do. You may discuss it from all logical points of view and make your chess moves. But do you know who has the last chess move? It's going to be the people. You can play your games even with IEBC, the Supreme Courts, all arms of government. But the day the voices of the people rise and they say that enough is enough, nobody will survive it. Nobody who is not on their side is going to survive it. So please, tunaweza tukakupenda sana. And I want you to remember this. It is told of Mau Mau. I was not there when my Mau were there, but I'm a son of Mau Mau. It is said of our forefathers that when they were in the forests, and there used to be these people who used to sit on roads spying for the government. You know what they used to do? I know you've heard of it, but let me just remind you. They used to find those people and they would tell him, tunajua wewe ni mtu mzuri, nitũĩ wĩ mũndũ mwega, no maya maitho nĩmo maratũma ũthiĩ ũkoige nĩ watuona. Ona nĩtũĩ kanua gaku gatirĩ na thĩna, thĩna waku nĩ maitho. Maitho nĩmo maragũthũkia. And they will take their knives and blind that spy. So many of you are going to end up blinded, figuratively, and you will never ever recover. Hata saizi there are still remnants of those who are blinded in the Mau Mau period. And many of you are going to end up blinded forever to political damnation. So be very careful. Be very careful which sheep you board. Anyway, this is Kenyan Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see your opinions and your thoughts pale kwa comment section. And I wish you all the best. Wacha tungoje. Kwaheri.